Good morning students, welcome once again to online video class conducted by Purnachandra Residential High School, Bailagar. So, in the last class I have taught you about male reproductive system. What I have taught? I have taught you about male reproductive system. Somewhat parts are left in reproductive system of male. So, today I am going to explain that part. So, sperms on that day I taught you how to produce how sperm has produced. Now during spermatogenesis there are some terms which are related to spermatogenesis. Now I am going to explain some few definitions about that particular spermatogenesis. Now, first is spermatocytogenesis. What? Spermatocytogenesis. 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 What is it? It is the production of secondary spermatocyte from spermatogonia. What? From spermatogonia. As spermatogonia was not diploid. What? Diploid. And secondary spermatocyte is one haploid. It is the production of secondary spermatocytes from spermatogonia. That process is called spermatocytogenesis. Next, another one is spermiogenesis. What? Spermiogenesis. What is the other name of spermiogenesis? Spermatogenesis. What is spermiogenesis? It is the formation of spermatozoa from spermatids. Okay? Spermatogenesis. The other name of spermiogenesis is what? Spermatogenesis. It is the formation of spermatozoa from spermatids during spermatogenesis. Now, next one. Number 1, this is number 2, number 3. Spermiation. What is spermiation? It is the formation or production, or anything you can write. It is the formations of spermatozoa, sperms from Sertoli cells inside seminiferous tubules. So these are the terms which are related to spermatogenesis. Spermatocytogenesis, it is the production of secondary spermatocytes from spermatogonia. Spermatogonia is diploid and secondary spermatocyte is what? Haploid. Now, spermiogenesis, the other name of spermiogenesis, spermatogenesis, it is the formation of spermatozoa from spermatids. Spermiation, it is the formation of sperm from Sertoli cells. It is the formation of sperm from Sertoli cells inside seminiferous tubules. Next. Next, the defects of the production of sperms. Defects during the production of sperms. On the basis of the presence or absence of sperms in semen, on the basis of the presence or absence of sperms in semen, the defects of sperms are of three types. are of three types. First one is oligospermia. Oligospermia. Oligospermia means production of less sperm is oligospermia. Number 2, polyspermia. Production of excess sperm than normal production is polyspermia. What? It is polyspermia. Okay. Number 3, azoospermia. When there is no sperm in semen, that defects is called azoospermia. Finished? Now, so as you know, spermatozoa is sperm. Now we have to. So now I am going to show you the diagram of spermatozoa. So this is the diagram of spermatozoa. This is the head part and this is neck. And this is the tail. Now, this head part of the sperm is called acrosome. What it is called? The head part of the sperm is called acrosome, and this is the nucleus. And this middle portion is called what? Nucleus containing chromosomes. Nucleus containing what? Nucleus containing genetic materials. Nucleus containing genetic material. Next, this is the neck region, and this is the region below the neck. And this dot-like structure which is present below the neck is what? Mitochondria. What it is called? Mitochondria. And the tail part is cytoplasm. Now acrosomes. So the acrosome of the sperm part has came from where? Golgi complex. This acrosome has originated from Golgi complex. From where? Golgi complex. Inside the acrosomes, some fluids are present which helps inside the acrosome some fluids are present which helps for the destruction or which helps to penetrate itself into the ovum. Okay? Which one? The chromosomes. Inside acrosome some fluid substances present in it, like number A, hyaluronidase. Number B, corona penetrating enzyme. Number C, acrosine. Number C is acrosine. Now you will be able to know what does this functions for. Now hyaluronidase, corona penetrating enzyme, and acrosine. These are the fluid which is present inside the acrosomes. The functions of hyaluronidase is to digest follicular cells. Digest what? Follicular cells. Digest follicular cells. Now, corona penetrating enzyme, it digests corona radiata, which is present on the surface of ovum. What? Corona penetrating enzyme digests the corona radiata, which it is present on the surface of ovum. Corona penetrating enzyme digests corona radiata. Next, tacrosine. It helps to sperm to penetrate into the zona pellucida, present on the surface of ovum, present on the surface of ovum. Okay? Now, this is sperm. Now, these sperms, when it ejaculates during intercourse, when the sperms get inseminated or the sperms is just entering into the vagina in a single ejaculate, that is what? 1 milliliter, and 1 milliliter of sperm producing what? 1 milliliter of sperm producing 1 milliliter of semen. 1 milliliter of semen producing what? 200 to 400 million sperms. How many? 200 to 400 million sperms. Where only 100, near about 100 sperms goes to the fallopian tube during sexual intercourse. Okay? And it runs with a speed of, what is the speed of the sperm? Speed of sperm is 1.5 to 3 millimeter per minute. It is the speed of a sperm, 1.5 to 3 millimeter per minute. This is the speed of a sperm during sexual intercourse. Okay? Now, male reproductive system is over. Now I am going to teach you now female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. Now, so this is the structure of longitudinal structure of a ovary. What? It is the longitudinal structure of a ovary, and this one, the structure of female reproductive system. Now, first we will start from here. So, this is the structure of what? The female reproductive parts. Now, this is the what? This is the structure of what? The ovary. What it is? Ovary. Near ovary, finger-like projection which is present near the ovary is called what? The fimbria. What it is called? Fimbria. Finger-like projection which is present near the ovary is called what? The fimbria. What is the functions of fimbria? What is the functions of fimbria? The main functions of fimbria is to absorb the ovum. The main functions of embryo is to absorb the ovum from the ovary. Okay, and this is the long tube which it is extended to the another part of the ovary is called what? No, fallopian tube. What it is called? Fallopian tube. So the length of fallopian tube is 15 centimeter. Length is what? 15 centimeter. 12 to 15 centimeter. It does varies. Now 12 to 15 centimeter. Now this is what? No, ovary, fallopian tube, and the finger-like projection which it is present near the ovary is called what? Fimbria, and the wider part of the fallopian tube is called what? Infundibulum, and the wider part of the fallopian tube is called infundibulum. Then after that ampulla, which it is what? Long and wider. Which it is what? Long and wider. And the shorter one of the fallopian tube is called what? Isthmus. What it is called? Isthmus. Shorter and narrower. Shorter and narrower is what? Isthmus, and ampulla is longer and wider. And this is the part of fundus uterus. Not fundus uterus. No, fundus. No. Yes. Fundus uterus. Yes. Fundus uterus. Now, this is ovary, and this is the part of what? No, uterus. What it is called? Uterus. So this is the structure of uterus. So uterus having how many layers are there in uterus? 3 layers. First is what? Perimetrium, going from outside to inside. Perimetrium. Then after that myometrium. Next is endometrium. Perimetrium, myometrium, endometrium. And this is what? No, vagina. And what it is called? Vagina. And here the portion below the uterus is called what? No, vagina. And the aperture which it is present between the two vagina is what? No, cervix. Okay? The spaces of the vagina is called what? No, cervix. Clear? Now, endometrium. So, in uterus, 3 layers are the perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. How many layers are there? 3 layers: perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. Okay? Now I am going to explain about the female reproductive system in part wise. First, ovary. The dimension of ovary is, length is 2 to 4, breadth is 2 centimeter. Now height and thickness is what? No, 1 centimeter. Okay, this is the dimension of ovary. Okay, so it is located. Now location of ovary. Where it is located? It is located in the abdominal. It is located in the abdominal area. It is located abdominal lining with peritoneum of cuboidal. It is located in the abdominal lining with peritoneum of cuboidal called what? Mesovaria. What it is called? Mesovaria. What it is called? Mesovaria. Okay. Now next. Number 1. Ovary, when connected with uterus, and the connection is called ovarian ligament. By which ligament? Ovarian ligament. By ovarian ligament, ovary is connected with uterus. Ovarian ligament. Next, number 3. Suspensory ligament. What is called suspensory ligament? When ovary get attached to the lateral pelvic wall is called suspensory ligament. What? Suspensory ligament. Which ligament? So which ligament ovary is connected to the lateral pelvic wall? That is suspensory ligament. Suspensory ligament. Suspensory ligament. Okay. Now it is located in the abdominal lining the peritoneum of cuboidal called mesovaria, which is called what? The broad ligament. What it is called? Broad ligament. Broad ligament. So this is the location of what? Ovary. Now ovary, it functions as well as exocrine and endocrine. Ovary shows the character of exocrine and endocrine. How? Exocrine is what? That is what? Ductless, and endocrine is what? Duct. Okay. Having duct is what? Endocrine, and having endocrine is having what? Ductless, and exocrine having what? Duct. So both the character they possess. What? Ovary. From the endocrine part, it is secreting what? From the endocrine part, it is secreting the two hormones called estrogen and progesterone. Okay? From the endocrine part, and from the exocrine part, it releases ova. Okay? Ovary act as both exocrine and endocrine. Now exocrine, from exocrine part it releases what? It secretes what? It secretes ova. What it secretes? It secretes ova. And from the endocrine it releases hormones like estrogen and progesterone. Okay, so both the functions they possess. What? The ovary acts as both exocrine and endocrine. From the exocrine part it secretes ova, and from the endocrine it releases what? Hormones like estrogen and progesterone. Now ovary is over. Now fallopian tube. What? Fallopian tube. And ovary is which kind of organ? It is a primary sex organ. And it is what? The primary sex organs. And rest of the organs are what? All are secondary sex organs. Apart from other than ovary, all the organs which it is present in the female reproductive system are what? Secondary sex organs. Other than what? Ovary. Next. Fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. Number B. First, ovary is over. Ovary is completed. Now, fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. The length varies from 12 to 15 centimeter. It has three parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. Ampulla and isthmus. So the wider and funnel shape is what? Wider and funnel shape is what? Infundibulum. Okay, this is the structure of what? Infundibulum. This is the structure of what? Infundibulum. This is infundibulum. This part is called infundibulum. And this one is what? Wider and longer. Wider and longer is what? Ampulla. What it is called? Ampulla. What it is called? Ampulla. And the narrower and shorter. Narrower and shorter is, it is what? Wider and longer. Which one? Ampulla. And isthmus. Isthmus shorter and narrower. Shorter and narrower. Okay. This is the structure of what? Infundibulum. Now, after infundibulum, now Now I am going to explain what is uterus. What? Uterus. What is uterus? Uterus. The other name of uterus is? Other name of uterus is what? Womb. What it is called? Womb. The dimension of uterus is 8. Length is 8 centimeter. Breadth is 5 centimeter. Thickness is 2 centimeter. The dimension of what? No? Uterus. Okay? The dimension of uterus. What is the functions of uterus? The main functions of uterus is to help to implants the what? No? Developing zygote. Implants the what? No? Developing embryo. And it also helps for what? No? For the formation of placenta. What is the function of uterus? It helps for the formation of placenta, and it also helps to hold the developing embryo, and the process is called what? Implantation. And the process is called what? Implantation. Now uterus having how many layers are there in uterus? Layers of uterus. Layers of uterus. First is perimetrium. Perimetrium. Outer one is what? Perimetrium. Then after that, from top to bottom, so from outer side to inner side, that is perimetrium, and inner one is myometrium. Myometrium. And the extreme inner one is endometrium. Endometrium. What is the function of perimetrium? The functions of perimetrium is to protect the outer parts of what? No? Uterus, and myometrium, it helps for the contractions of endometrium. It helps for the contractions of endometrium. So what is the functions of endometrium of uterus? Its main function is to hold the developing embryo during implantation, and also for the development of placenta. Okay? So these are the functions of perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. Okay? Now, uterus. The capacity of uterus. What capacity of uterus? Capacity of uterus. Capacity of uterus. The cavity of uterus. The cavity of uterus increases by 500 times. By 500 times during pregnancy. 500 times during pregnancy. From 10 centimeter cube to 5000 centimeter cube. Okay? During pregnancy. What is the value? That capacity of uterus. The capacity of uterus, that is cavity of uterus, not uterus. The cavity of uterus increases by 500 times during pregnancy, from 10 centimeter cube to 5000 centimeter cube. This is the capacity of what? No? Uterus. In case of nulliparous woman, what is called nulliparous? When a woman has not given a birth to a single child, is called what? Nulliparous woman. Okay? What does nulliparous stands for? Nulliparous means when a woman has not delivered any baby, is called what? Nulliparous woman. In case of nulliparous, the dimension of uterus is 8 into 5 into 2 centimeter cube. But in case of multiparous woman, nulliparous woman, multiparous woman means what? Multiparous woman is when a woman has given a birth to more than 2 child. It's called what? Multiparous woman. And the dimensions of the uterus of multiparous woman get increases. Okay? Multiparous woman. Next, now this is the longitudinal section of ovary. Now I am going to explain you about ovary, the longitudinal section of ovary. From the external point of view, I have just explained you what no ovary is there. Then after the fimbria, from the fimbria, as you know, fimbria there is what it is a finger-like projection between the fimbria. If it is suppose a fimbria, then this particular area, what does it present? Ostium. What is present? The dotted-like structure. Here I am showing the diagram of what no infundibulums fimbria. The dotted-like structure. The dotted-like structure which it is associated on the surface of fimbria is called ostium. What it is called? Ostium. Okay. The main function of ostium is to absorb the ovum. The main function of ostium is to absorb the ovum during ovulations. Okay. Next. So this is the longitudinal section of what? No, ovary. This is the longitudinal section of ovary. Now, so longitudinal section of ovary. First, I am showing you what is the longitudinal. So what is the longitudinal section of ovary? Now, this is the outer part of the ovary, and the layer of ovary is called what? It is peritoneum. The layer of ovary is peritoneum, and the peritoneum, between the peritoneum layer, this particular layer is called germinal epithelium. What it is called? Germinal epithelium layer. What it is called? Germinal epithelium layer. This layer which is shown is what? Germinal epithelium. Then after that, what? The degenerative follicles. Now these are the what? Primary follicles which are formed from the egg tube and egg nest. From primary follicles. These are the primary follicles which gets matured during ovulations, when a woman or when a girl is attaining the age of puberty. During the age of puberty, the primary follicles get matured. Okay. So the primary follicles in a female child, almost it is present during the birth. Primary follicles are present during the birth. When a girl is in an infant stage, almost the primary follicles were written in their ovary. But when a girl is attaining puberty, then the primary follicles getting matured to what? No, growing follicles. Then growing follicles to what? No, Garapian follicles. And Garapian follicles, from the Garapian follicles, it is secreting what? And it is releasing what? No, ovum. Okay, when a girl is attaining a puberty till menopause. Okay, from menarche to menopause. And menarche to menopause, as we know, menarche starts from attains the menstrual flow in a female at the age of 12 to 13, and it lasts till what? No, 45 to 48. After 48, there will be no menstrual flow or no menstrual cycle in female, and that particular conditions of female is called what? No, menopause. Okay. Now, this is the primary follicles, and this is the egg tube, and this is egg nest, and this is what the primary follicle is maturing. That is called a follicle maturing. Then after that, it is maturing to what? The Garapian follicle. And this particular part of the inner part of the ovary is called what? The stroma. What it is called? What? No, stroma. As we know, stroma is the innermost part of the what? No, ovary. Innermost part of the ovary is what? The stroma. Now, stroma is again classified into two types. That is ovarian cortex and ovarian medulla. Ovarian cortex and ovarian medulla. And ovarian cortex is present at the outside or the peripheral part, where at the ovarian cortex is present at the peripheral part, whereas the ovarian medulla is present at the central part. And the entire portion of the ovary is called what? No, and the fluid which it is present, and the entire portion is called what? No, stroma. And the peripheral part of the stroma is called ovarian cortex, and the innermost part is called what? No, ovarian medulla. Inside the ovary, some fluid-like substances which protects the inner part of the ovary is what? No, fluid substances which protect the inner part of the ovary is follicular fluid. What it is called? Follicular fluid. Fluid substances called what? No, follicular fluid. The other name of follicular fluid is called antrum. What it is called? No? Antrum. Okay. Now, primary follicles maturing to what? The follicle developing follicles. Then after that, Garapian follicles. And the Garapian follicles, from the Garapian follicles, the ovum will get released. From the Garapian follicles, the ovum will get released during the ovulatory phase. The ovulatory phase. So during the ovulatory phase, the matured ovum get released from what? The Garapian follicle. Now the menstrual phase, which will be explained later. Okay. Now, when after releasing the ovum, the Garapian follicles, the parts of the degraded part, the parts of the Garapian follicle, the degraded parts of the Garapian follicles will be get absorbed by what? The corpus luteum. This is called what? The corpus luteum. What it is called? Corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. Inside the corpus luteum, the substances and the hormones. The substances, yellow color substances is called what? The lutein. What it is called? Lutein. Yellow color substances present in the corpus luteum is lutein, which helps to release two kinds of hormones again. That is called estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone and relaxin, not estrogen. Progesterone and relaxin. Progesterone and relaxin. Progesterone and relaxin. The progesterone helps during pregnancy. This hormone helps during pregnancy. Which hormone? Progesterone helps during pregnancy. And relaxin after pregnancy. Relaxin what? After pregnancy. Progesterone helps during pregnancy and relaxin after pregnancy. Okay. This is the parts of what? Ovary. This is the inner view of what? Ovary. Now you will be able to know how does the ovum get released from the germinal epithelium. This process takes place in the menstrual phases, which I will be explaining you later, not now. Okay. Now, in case of female reproductive parts, somewhat parts are also left. Now, this is what the vagina. So, what is the functions of vagina? What is the functions of vagina? Vagina is, the other name of vagina is what? Birth canal. What it is called? Birth canal. What it is called? Birth canal. The main functions of vagina helps to enter the penis during sexual intercourse, and it also helps to expel out the baby from the uterus. Okay, that is the functions of what? Vagina. So the outermost part of the vagina is folded with, outermost of the vagina is folded with two parts. That is what the major part is, labia majora, and inner part is what? The labia minora. Okay, these are the layers of what? Vagina, and in this particular area, some membranous sheath is present called what? Hymen gland. Membranous sheath present called hymen gland. Which kind of gland? Hymen gland. Which kind of gland? Hymen gland. Hymen gland. Rupturing of, suppose during our first sexual intercourse, the hymen glands of the vagina gets ruptured. Okay? Hymen gland. Then after that, one associative gland is there, the accessory gland. Release estrogen and progesterone. What it release? Estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone. Both helps for what? The developing of, and this helps for what? The development of uterus. Development of uterus, and this helps for what? No? Oogenesis. Oogenesis. Okay? So this is the hormonal control. Hormonal control of female reproductive system. Hypothalamus, gonadotropin releasing hormone, anterior pituitary gland. Hypothalamus, from hypothalamus, it is releasing GnRH, activating anterior pituitary gland to release LH and FSH. LH, the full form of LH is luteinizing hormone. follicle stimulating hormones. Then to regulate what the ovaries. Then after that ovaries, it is releasing what the estrogen. Okay, estrogen and progesterone will get released from where? From corpus luteum. Progesterone get released from progesterone. Now estrogen helps for oogenesis and progesterone helps for the development of uterus. Okay, and the other accessory gland. Accessory glands. Okay, now estrogen this shows positive effect, and estrogen progesterone this is negative effect. Okay, so estrogen again it helps to stimulate and again it helps to induce anterior pituitary gland and hypothalamus to release this type of hormone. At the same time, estrogen and progesterone also inhibits to release what? Anterior pituitary gland and hypothalamus to release all this particular hormone. Okay, this is the hormonal control of female reproductive system. Over. Thank you.